I worked in the barn house when I was a boy, making room for the new, pushing back the soil. When I found gouges made from within, made me a lover, mother or brother. It wasn't long till I found another, put down low when they never should have been. So now at night I sing among the dead, and busy my spade when I have a company man. I dig and sing, dig and sing, dig and sing, dig and sing. And busy my spade, busy my spade when I hear. Many centuries ago, when somebody died, they could only bury them on holy ground. And the only holy ground was basically the property that a church was on. And as you can imagine, they eventually would run out of space. So they had to dig the bodies up that were underground for a while, so that they could make room for the people who had just died. So when they were digging these people up, and some of the coffins, they had found scratches or gouge marks inside the coffin, and they had figured maybe the only way that this could have happened was that they were buried alive and they were clawing at the top of the coffin. So they started burying people with a string around their hand that would go up through the earth, and on top of the ground, next to the gravestone, there'd be a bell, and that line that ran through the ground would be attached to that bell, so that if they did bury somebody alive and they were moving around in their coffin, it would, in theory, move the bell above the ground, and then someone would come and dig them up and save them before they ran out of air. And that's what Busy My Spade is about. It's about the guy who digs up the people who have been buried alive. I recorded Busy My Spade with Mike Brown in his studio in upstate New York. He had an old church that he had turned into a sanctuary. Literally, the place has just had loads of guitars. It was a good place to record Busy My Spade, just because of the acoustics that you can get from that space. And I recorded the Gardener Hands album there, and I knew that it would be the perfect place to record Busy My Spade. We kind of wanted to find some different kinds of percussion to use to bring out that creepiness. That just alone, just hearing that is a very bad sound, but when it's mixed in with the rest of the song, it sounds pretty good. Mike used a bow on a tenor banjo to create that creepy, screechy sound. He also used a homemade Victrola that was broken, and that's what you hear in the beginning and the end of the song. My brother Levi played mandolin on Busy My Spade in the studio, and that really brought out a lot too. I really like the sounds of the mandolin. I've always loved the sound of the mandolin. I've never been able to play it very well, not like he can. So I guess it's good that he can play it because I definitely am not as good with a mandolin as he is. I knew David Battaglia coming into this, and he had mentioned that he knew a girl involved with the Dream Factory, and one of her dreams was to sing in a studio recording. And I said, let's do it. Let's get her in the studio and have her sing on this track that I'm working on. So Sarah came into the studio and she sang. Marissa, David's daughter, also sang on the track, and that's the backup vocals behind me on the chorus. The best, no matter how low, how low, how I personally think that that song would not be as good without those girls behind me on the vocals, and it just brings my proud level up to here on that song. I'm just so proud of that recording, and it's mainly a big part of me being so proud of the song "Busy My Spade" is because of those girls singing on the track. I knew I wanted to do a music video for "Busy My Spade," but I didn't know exactly where or when I wanted to do it. The idea actually came from David, and he had mentioned to shoot it at the Mount Hope Cemetery, where Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony are buried, and I was like, oh man, this is perfect. But it was in the winter time and there wasn't much snow around, so I was like, all right, we gotta wait for there to be snow, or else it's just not gonna be as epic, I guess, So we were waiting for snow, and I kept my eye on the weather, and sure enough, there was one weekend where there was enough snow. It seemed to be the only weekend all winter that the snow actually stuck, which was lucky for us, but it was also the coldest day of the year. I think it was like 5 degrees, maybe 7 at the highest, but it was just chilly. So Levi and I were very cold during the recording and shooting process of the music video. The kids, though, they were warm. I just told them to wear their regular, winter jackets, and I had brought some sheets to just cover them with. So they were actually very warm. I think that they were only the only part of them that got cold was their feet. But I was just cold right down the bone. So it was the perfect place to do it, and it turned out great. Like, I loved the whole project. Busy My Spade was just epic all around, and I want to thank everybody who was involved. It was just an awesome experience. Busy my spade, busy my spade. When I hear that bell now, yes, I busy my spade, busy my spade, busy my spade. No one goes to hell now when I busy my spade.